So when things trigger us into feeling insecure, it's usually because something inside of us wants to see that there's a negative emotion that needs to be tended to. There's something there that wants to come to the surface so that it can be dealt with, integrated, and processed, let go of. You don't have to walk through life with that feeling of insecurity. So we have a friend with us in today's video because he does not want to stop crying when mommy's in another room. So say hi, Juju. Juju, say hi. He's in there. That's Jupiter. Juju for short. He's the most handsome boy in the whole world. There, he's popping his head out. He has so many chew toys in this bag, and yet he still chooses to chew the bag.
You have so many chew toys in there, baby.
So he's going to be with us because he's only happy when he's in my lap. You guys, if you know how to make a dog less codependent, I've been studying the psychology of dogs nonstop for the last month, and we're getting there. It hasn't even been a week yet, and he's been so good. He's been so good. Okay, that's not why you're here though. What you're here for is to learn how I work through feelings of insecurity or feeling insecure with myself or my life. And I hope that my mic is picking my voice up and not his chewing up, because that will be very funny. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor Alexandra. Welcome to the B community. On this channel, we talk about the law of attraction, spirituality, self-development, and really cute Maltese terriers. And since I got this question so much in the community tab, yes, he's a rescue. I rescued my little baby. People don't believe me because he's so cute, but he's like a little mutt. And yeah, he needed a home, and I manifested him. I actually manifested him. We had a ceremony in, I believe it was late January. Sorry for the tangent, but I believe it was late January. We had a ceremony, and it was a ceremony to work with the sphere of consciousness that is Jupiter, the planet Jupiter. And in this workshop, I set the intention to finally get a puppy. And I got on petfinder.com later that night, and I found him, and everything worked out perfectly. And this is my baby now. So set your intentions, especially in ceremony with me. And you can find out about that on my email list. So I want to talk about how to work through insecurity today, because no matter how much self-work we do, no matter how deep we are in the spiritual journey, there will be times in our human experience that bring us back to contracted consciousness in which we forget who we are. We forget the entirety of our magnificence. We forget how big we are. We forget how important we are. And we forget who we are. We forget that we're a part of this greater person, this higher self, the creator, and that everybody around us is just a reflection of us. And we can feel really small. And that happens to me still. But there are processes that we can go through and use to bring us back to a place of feeling good again. And for me, I had to do that recently, and that's where this video came from, because insecurity is a normal part of the human experience. No matter how much you've worked on yourself, no matter where you've come to in your life, I promise you, the most successful people out there, the most accomplished people out there, and I would even say the most enlightened and awakened people out there still experience moments of insecurity. You're not alone. It's part of the human experience, and it's just like, can you find a way back home to yourself? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm really excited about it because I know we can all use that reminder and that path back home to ourselves. But before we get into the video, I want to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, our favorite, Audible. Audible is the leading provider of spoken word entertainment all in one place. They have the largest selection of audiobooks that anybody could have, ranging from bestsellers to new releases, personal development books, fantasy books, everything you could possibly want. You guys know, if you follow me on Instagram or if you're on my email list, I'm always updating you. I'm always listening to something. I listen to Audible while going on a walk, especially with this guy in the sling. I've been doing that every day. That's like my sanity. That's how I get myself back to myself. I listen while I clean my house, while I commute, and while I'm at the gym. I'm always able to learn something new while doing something productive. I've been an Audible member for years, even before I started working with them. That's why it's such a pleasure for me to work with them every month. And as an Audible member, you're going to get 1 credit every month that's good for any title in their entire premium selection. And they also have Audible originals that you have access to. So recently I've been listening to the book Stop Fixing Yourself by Anthony DeMello. This is a really succinct wake-up call for a lot of us. I think it goes really well with today's topic of getting back to confidence, getting back to a secure place. I enjoyed it so much that I've listened to it like 5 times already, and I've been listening to it at night to reprogram my mind with it. It's really good, you guys. If you want to check out this book, you can do so for free by going to audible.com/Leeor or texting Leeor to 500-500 if you're not an Audible member already. You're even going to get to keep the book forever, or any books that you get with Audible, you get to keep them forever even if you don't continue your membership. I think it's a very cute thing of them to do.
He's being a squeaky toy right now.
So give yourself the gift of listening. For more information, go to audible.com/Leeor or text Leeor to 500-500. Thank you, Audible, for sponsoring this video. So when things trigger us into feeling insecure, it's usually because something inside of us wants to see that there's a negative emotion that needs to be tended to. There's something there that wants to come to the surface so that it can be dealt with, integrated, and processed, let go of. You don't have to walk through life with that feeling of insecurity. So when we feel insecure, this is a moment of opportunity to heal ourselves. You popping out to say hello? It's an opportunity to heal ourselves from whatever it is inside of ourselves that's causing us to feel this split from the divine, this split from our higher self. It's a separation from the part of us that knows that we are perfect already as we are. And this version of ourselves does exist, this higher version. It's infinitely confident, and you can walk through the earth realm as this version of you because you know that you're completely divine. You're made of love, you come from love, and you return to love. And you're bigger than these three-dimensional dramas and physical limitations that we have on this earth realm. You're so expansive and massive and beautiful.
Why are you giving me that little look? Why are you giving me that little look, Papas?
So here I have a few tips for you on how to get back to a good place when you're feeling insecure. The first is to sit with the feeling. So when I see something trigger me into feeling insecure, like I'm comparing myself to somebody else who might be traveling on the other side of the world with the love of their lives, and I'm not there just yet, I'm doing things in my life, I sit and I process those emotions. There's a negative feeling that's there, and it wants to be processed. And when we distract ourselves, that negative feeling goes deeper and deeper into the subconscious mind until it becomes physicalized, crystallized, and reflects in our outer reality, and we don't want that. So in order to make sure that our negative feelings do not become crystallized and make our lives, the physical representation of our lives more difficult, more challenging, and less of what we want, we must process that emotion. So most people, when we feel a negative way, we want to run from it. We want to not look at it. So in order to be a person that moves on from negative emotions really quickly and healthily, and moves on from feeling insecure to remembering our self-worth, you have to allow yourself to feel. Just feel what you're feeling. Sit with it. Do not pick up your phone. Do not look at Instagram. Do not look at TikTok for 3 hours. When your emotions get uncomfortable, that's when you have to feel them the most. Turn everything off and just feel them. Do that for yourself. Trust me, it's going to make life so much better. It's not comfortable while you're in the process, but I promise you that it's going to be so much better for you later on. So sometimes I'll use EFT. That's the emotional freedom technique, or emotional freedom tapping. There's a lot of explanations of how to do that on YouTube. I might even have an explanation myself if you're in one of my courses. We do that in several of my courses. This is a process used to process difficult emotions. So within a minute or two, you're already feeling better. You're tapping, you're just going, you know, even though I'm feeling insecure right now, I still love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling insecure right now, I still love and accept myself. I might be doing the order wrong right now. Even though I'm feeling insecure, I still love and accept myself. And you go through this process with whatever emotion you're feeling. Insecurity is a really good one. And you go through it, you feel it. Within a minute or two, you're gonna feel better. This is a really good technique. I really recommend it. The only way to stop seeing events on our outer reality that make us feel inferior or not good enough is to fully feel our emotions so that they don't begin to reflect on the outside. So the second piece of advice I have for feeling good again, back to yourself, is to remember that life is a mirror and it's always reflecting back to us what we feel on the inside. This, of course, relates to the first thing I was talking about. If something on the outside is bringing you feelings of insecurity and making you feel small, it most likely has much deeper roots that originate in something that's on the inside. It's possible that years ago you didn't let yourself fully process something and now it's reflecting back to you from inside of your mind that is the screen of your reality, right? And always it's because the soul wants to be whole again. The spirit wants to be mended. So whatever is happening on the outer reality, if you're seeing, somebody making you jealous, something, whatever it is that's making you feel insecure, if you're not feeling good enough for something, just know that that is a reflection to you of something trying to fix itself inside of you. And so it's not anybody else's fault, and it's not your fault either. It's literally just happening for you, not to you. The third thing that I recommend is something that's always so important in all situations, but especially when you're feeling a little bit like low self-esteem, insecure, and that's to bring yourself back to what is important. This is what I always do. I bring myself back to what's important in life. If I have a moment of maybe comparing my journey with somebody else's, I have to remind myself what I do have. Focus on everything that you do have and everything that you can be grateful for. And I know that when you're feeling insecure, you don't want to do that. You're feeling small, so our consciousness is contracted. So we can't see the way that we should be seeing. We don't see things correctly. But think about when you're feeling happy. Your consciousness expands and you can see things clearly. So a really good thing to do when you're feeling insecure and that consciousness is smaller, you can't see things, you kind of see things like this with blinders on, is to make a gratitude list and a love list, which opens up your perception, and suddenly you remember that there's nothing to be insecure about, there's nothing to be jealous about, nothing to feel down about, because everything's perfect in your life already. You already have so much going for you. So look at everything in your life that is great. And I talked about this in a past video. When we go on walks, me and Jupiter, I just look at everything that I love about life. Like, I love this tree, I love this dog, I love this carrier that made me able to have my walks again. I love my audiobooks, and things just shift over to the better. And those feelings of insecurity really are feelings of lack, as if you're lacking something in yourself or lacking something in your life. And it's just really taking for granted what we do have. The fourth thing that I do, and my tip, is that I work on my mindset. So I noticed that I'm focusing too much on maybe physical appearance or comparing myself, again, comparing my journey to somebody else's. What's important to do there is to bring the energy back to you. So work on your mindset. Rewire your subconscious mind for confidence. I feel confident when I have my mindset on what's important in my life, right? So I'll listen to positive content or personal development and spirituality audiobooks. I'll read interesting things that uplift me, that free my soul. And I'll analyze my story and I'll start telling a more positive one. I'll start realizing, what am I complaining to my best friends about and my family about? How can I change my story, right? And in difficult times, I like to go to sleep listening to audiobooks like I was telling you I'm doing right now. That rewires your subconscious mind while you go to sleep. And the last thing that I want to mention is self-care. Make yourself more important. I make myself more important. I prioritize myself, and that tells your subconscious mind, oh, I'm important enough to be taken care of. So I go on walks, I do yoga, I take spiritual baths, I put myself together, I meditate, I spend time with people who uplift me. And these acts of self-care, these acts of taking care of ourselves makes you a more secure person, because it's like, oh, I can take care of myself. I can bring myself back to a good place. I don't need anything outside of myself because I got it. So those are my tips for feeling confident. I also recommend listening to my self-esteem and confidence affirmations. Those are really, really good. They've helped hundreds of thousands of people. I'll link them down below for you. I love you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Me and Juju are going to go on a walk right now. Yeah, you want to say bye? Say bye, baby. He's giving little puppy sounds. I love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. Make sure to check out that book on Audible and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you made it all the way to the end and you're not a part of the community. Become a part of the community. You are so welcome here. We love you. New vlogs are coming soon. Let me know if you want vlogs in the comments below. And until next time, as always, keep your vibrations way, way, way up. Bye.